Hello everyone and welcome back to the Denver Broncos franchise. In the last episode, we kind of got killed by the Eagles, losing to a team that is undeniably better by quite a bit once again, and it gets no easier this week. We play the Chiefs for the second time this season. They have an 89 overall offense and an 87 overall team. So it's like the Eagles team we just faced, but even better. I've made some changes. I have fired the defensive coordinator, Clyde Holland, and hired Joe Evans. And we have changed both the offensive and the defensive playbooks. Something had to change. The offense has not looked as good in the past few weeks, and we have the worst defense in yards against in the NFL. So this week will be our first week with the new look offense and the new look defense. It'll be the same personnel, really, just maybe some different plays. Also, I wanted to point something out really quick. This is pretty crazy. If we look at the in-season awards, Tyler Huntley, who we traded to the Bears in order to move up to number 3 to draft Dennis Colbert, is 4th in league MVP voting behind only Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, and Lamar Jackson. Tyler Huntley absolutely balling out in Chicago. And speaking of which, if we look at league standings, the Bears are 8-2, which is the best record in the NFL currently. They did start 7-0, so they're 1-2 in their last 3, maybe falling apart a little bit here in the midseason, but still the best record in the NFL through more than half of the season is very good for a Bears team that has been bad for quite some time now. Tyler Huntley has 2,535 yards, 23 touchdowns to only 4 interceptions on 67% completion, averaging a 109.1 rating. He has also earned star development this season. He was normal development for us all last season, so definitely has potential to maybe be a franchise guy for at least the next 5 years or so for the Bears, or maybe some other team if the Bears decide to move on. For comparison, Dennis Colbert is 2,400 yards, 27 touchdowns to 8 interceptions on only 56% completion percentage and a slightly worse passer rating of a 102.8. Anyway, just wanted to point that out before we got started. Tyler Huntley is absolutely balling out after being traded to the Bears. Let's get into this week's action though. We've got the team meeting rivalry rematch. When a team sweeps you, they get the sense that they own you and that you are not a threat. Cleomax says, "There's no way I'm letting them hold that over our heads. Bring everything you have today and let's show them they can't beat us at our best. Get revenge and beat the Chiefs." We have +5 break tackle and +5 play rec for today's game. Because I got a new playbook, I did already do the weekly strategy. There were no injuries to report, but let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into the action this week against the Chiefs in Arrowhead. In Kansas City today, we will face off against the Chiefs. Both teams are tied at 7-3, so whoever wins the game today comes away with the division lead, as the Chargers are a game back at 6-4. I think there's serious potential for us to fall to 7-4 today. We have not been good against the Chiefs, and they are maybe the best team in the NFL right now. The Broncos will start with the ball, and we are underway here in Kansas City. That's Jerry Perry back to return, and he's going to bring this one out of the end zone. Tries to break it to the left side, nowhere to go. Down at the 21, and that is where Dennis Colbert and this Broncos offense will take over for the first time today. First time with this new offensive system. If you're curious what playbook it is the 49ers playbook, as I wanted to get Chester Truman in kind of a Deebo Samuel role, so you may occasionally see him in the backfield. Dennis Colbert back to pass. First play of the day, under pressure, inaccurate. Second down. From the 21, 2nd and 10, it's a handoff. Javonte Williams, and brought down by Chris Jones, a pickup of 3, 3rd and 7. So already a 3rd down to start the day, as Colbert will look to throw. Wants Chester Truman, but is under pressure. Has to throw out of a sack. It falls incomplete. The Broncos will go 3 and out. So the Chiefs will get excellent field position for their first possession of the day, starting from their own 46, already near midfield. Mahomes out of the shotgun will look to throw on the first play of the day. Under some pressure, down he goes. A loss of 2. Baron Browning with the sack. 2nd and 12 after the short sack there for Baron Browning, as Mahomes will hand it off to Pacheco. Tries to cut it back. Baron Browning's all over it again. A pickup of 1. It's 3rd and long. 3rd and 11 from the 45. Mahomes back to pass. Has time. Steps up. Fires. It's Rashee Rice, and it's a first down for Kansas City. He holds on through the Drew Sanders hit. So no 3 and out to match for the Broncos, as Mahomes is under center this time and will hand off. to Isaiah Pacheco, who loses a yard. 2nd and 11, completely empty for Mahomes. Zach Allen in the zone, and that one's going to be caught by Travis Kelce just out of reach of Drew Sanders, and it's another first down for KC. 2nd and 8 from the 24, as it is a fake to Pacheco and a throw downfield. Rice, reception, touchdown, Kansas City. Rashee Rice, 2 catches, 1 on the big 3rd and long, and another one in the end zone. Kansas City will take an early 6-0 lead. Well, the offense couldn't do anything on the previous drive, and now they find themselves down 7, as it'll be a fake handoff, and then down the field looking for Zay Jones. He makes the catch. Dennis Colbert to Zay Jones to the 50, 1st and 10. Big play to start the drive, proving that they can in fact get first down yardage. 1st and 10 from midfield. It's Tajay Spears, runs into Chris Jones, who I imagine is going to be a problem all day. On 3rd and 9 from the 50, Colbert looking to throw, has Chester Truman underneath. It's intercepted. That's actually Rashad Winters, underneath. Colbert going to be the only man to stop him, and he does. Down at the 19 goes Watson. 1st and 10 Kansas City in the red zone. Not a good start to the day for the Broncos. The Chiefs in prime position to score again. We'll see if this defense can do anything this time as Pacheco goes down. That's Dante Wake on the tackle. 2nd and 4 from the 14. Mahomes by himself. Definitely a throw here. See if we can get any pressure. We cannot, but it's punched out. Dante Wake in coverage. 1st incompletion of the day for Mahomes. 3rd and 4. It would be massive if the defense could hold them to a field goal here. It's a fake to Pacheco. Mahomes has all day, fires out of the back of the end zone. 4th down coming up, and the Chiefs are going to settle for a field goal. Good stand by the defense. I wasn't commentating it, so I'll show it in the replay. Jerry Perry brings this one out of the end zone and coughs it up, and it's recovered by the Chiefs. They will take over from around the Denver 23. From bad to worse here in Kansas City. 10-0 already your score, and the Chiefs have the ball basically in the red zone again. Mahomes back to pass, scrambling to the right, has Travis Kelce, and he might have a touchdown. He does. 1 play after the fumble, the Chiefs capitalize, and it is 17-0. Denver helpless right now in a total collapse. So in the last 2 possessions for Denver, we had the turnover from Dennis Colbert and then a turnover on the kick return. So Denver not seeing the ball very much. This is Zach Ertz. He's the 3rd string tight end here in Denver, has a pickup of 9. 2nd and 1 from the 34. As it's play action, Colbert downfield, Chester Truman has the catch and is past midfield to the 43, 1st and 10 Denver. From the 43, it is 2nd down, and Colbert over the middle wants Winters and has him, holds on through the contact. 1st down. From the 29, fresh set of downs, play action, Colbert back to pass, has Zay Jones and he misses him. Would have been a touchdown more than likely. Instead, it's incomplete. 2nd down. From the 29 on 2nd and 10, it's a handoff. Tajay Spears, a decent carry, and Rashad Winters will exit the game with an injury. On 3rd down and 4, that is the fullback Brandon Gresham lined up at tight end. Will look to throw. Chester Truman open enough, makes a move and gets inside the 10. To the 8 goes Chester Truman. You just got to get him the ball. 1st and goal for the first time today for Denver. Handoff. Javonte Williams, and he runs it in. Touchdown, Broncos. The bleeding is stopped. It was 17-0. Now it'll be 17-7 pending the PAT. Denver going to try to get back in this one. A dislocated thumb for Rashad Winters. It says we're going to substitute Mike McGlinchey. 1st and 10 Chiefs starting from their own 25. The first time they're not starting with excellent field position, as Mahomes has all day to throw. Wants Pacheco, but it's punched out. Drew Sanders, you gotta love him. Could be the final play of the first quarter here. It looks like it's a screen setup, and it is bobbled around and then nearly caught by Rice. Falls incomplete. 3rd down. 3rd and 10 from the 25. Mahomes out of the shotgun. A fake to Pacheco. Scrambling to the right. Has his man. It's caught. And that is a 1st down. And injured on the play is Justice Spearman, the gentleman who made the catch. The beginning of the 2nd quarter, and it is 17-7 Kansas City from the 35. Mahomes will look to throw. Has his man. That's caught at Sky Moore. Quincy Walls in coverage. First down KC. So now from midfield on 1st and 10. Technically in Bronco territory. It's a handoff. Pacheco. Zach Allen got the initial pressure, and Khalil Mack brings him down, only a pickup of 1. If we could stop this air attack, the defense is playing very well against the ground game. And on 2nd and 9, Mahomes throws, knocked away from Kadarius Toney. It's PS2. 3rd and 9. Could be a huge stop here, but they've converted every 3rd down so far. Mahomes over the middle, has his man. It's Rashee Rice beating Tyreek Stevenson. First down, Kansas City. I don't know if we have forced a punt all season. We are maybe the worst defense in the league on 3rd down, as Rashee Rice breaks out of 2 tackles and gets 4 yards where it should have maybe been 1. Is this the down where we finally get a stop? 3rd and 6. Mahomes fires. It's not this one. Brought down at the 13 is Sky Moore by Dante Wake. I am begging for this defense to step up. It is getting ridiculous. 1st and 10 from the 13 as Mahomes has time, throws. That's Kadarius Toney breaking out of a tackle and then being brought down by Drew Sanders at the 10. That sets up a 2nd and 7. And it's going to be a handoff. Pacheco breaks a tackle, falls forward, and it's a first down for Kansas City. 1st and goal at the 2. Will it actually be a run? 1st and goal. It is a pitch to Pacheco, and Nick Bonito saves a touchdown. Good job there from the edge rusher. 2nd and goal from the 2. Mahomes fakes the first snap, takes the second one, throws. Kelsey, touchdown Kansas City, his 2nd of the day. And I believe Mahomes' 3rd already on the day, as this one is just getting out of hand. We can't stop anything on 3rd down. We've gotten them to 3rd down a number of times and then just cannot get the final stop. Hard to know what to do at this point. I guess all you can do is keep trying and hope eventually the defense gets a stop, as we're going to lob one up for Chester Truman. He beat his man. It's caught, and he's inside the 10 to the 7. You do not leave Chester Truman one-on-one. He is going to burn you every single time. 1st and goal after 1 play for Denver. So from the 7, it's 1st and goal after the big play. Javonte Williams will get the carry, and he'll have his 2nd rushing touchdown on the day. Javonte Williams, not a lot of touches this season, has missed a few games due to injury, but having a big day here, at least in terms of points scored. Denver able to chip away at the lead, but the defense needs to step up. 1st and 10, Kansas City, as their offense has not been stopped a single time so far this game, and this one complete to Kelsey. We were in zone coverage, we sent a blitz, and it was just perfectly picked up. 1st and 10 from the 38, 3.5 minutes left here in the first half. Mahomes all day, wide open, Rashee Rice. This is why I don't run zone coverage, is because we have no pass rush. Now 1st and 10 from our 39, as Mahomes will hand it off to Pacheco. Devin Bush is in the backfield, 2nd down. It gets 2nd and 10. I'm expecting a throw here, and it will be, as this is for Rice, and it's caught and brought down by Quincy Walls and PS2 at the 27. Another first down. 2-minute warning come and gone, as flipping the sides of the field are Rice and Kelsey. And this will be a run for Pacheco. Devin Bush is there. A pickup of 3. We really are doing a great job against the run. We're just struggling against the pass. And this is a screen play. Pacheco will get another first. To the 13 he goes. 1st and 10, Kansas City. From the 13, 1 minute remains as Mahomes to throw. Has his man, and that is incomplete, but Drew Tranquil wasn't typically on the field, was injured on the play. 2nd and 10 from the 13. Mahomes will throw, and he has Kelsey, who I think is going to have his 3rd touchdown of the day. He does. What is Tyreek Stevenson doing over there? Nothing. I'll tell you what he's doing. It's nothing. Travis Kelsey, 3 touchdown grabs in the first half alone. And this is just a sad, sad Denver defense. On the bright side, I guess, we were able to block the PAT, so it's 30-14 instead of 31-14. As we'll lob one downfield. We want Jay Stewart, and it's knocked away. Overthrown by Colbert. On 2nd and 10 from the 25. It's a double safety blitz for the Chiefs. So we're lobbing it up to Chester Truman, and it works out again. We'll call a timeout. We get to the opposing 22. Do not leave Chester Truman one-on-one. I told you once, I will tell you again. He is the best wide receiver in the NFL. Chester now in the zone as on 1st and 10. Colbert is back to pass, wants Rashad Winters and has him, and he's going to be just short of the touchdown. 1st and goal, Denver. And for the first time today, Chester Truman in the backfield on the goal line. He stood up, not even close. 2nd and goal from the 3, as we'll look for Truman, end zone touchdown, Denver. The offense is doing their part. The defense is doing nothing. Chester Truman having a huge day, and he gets a touchdown for his efforts here. It'll be 21-30, but the Chiefs will have a little bit of time to try to counter before we head to half. 1st and 10 from the 25, still 22 seconds in all of their timeouts. I imagine that they're going to try something here as Pacheco will go down. They're actually not burning their timeouts, so we will head to halftime. 30-21. It is an absolute shootout here in Kansas City, as we cannot stop the air attack and really haven't had to stop the rush because they only throw the ball here in Kansas City. We'll take a look around the league, see what scores are happening elsewhere, as the Eagles are visiting the Cowboys and are up 10-7 just before the half. We head north, where the Vikings are visiting the Packers and losing 27-0. And finally, we head to New York, really New Jersey, I guess, as the New Jersey Giants are up 14-7, and Trey Lance is the starter in Tampa Bay. The Chiefs will start with the football here in the second half. Let's see if the defense has made any adjustments. 1st and 10 from the 25. Mahomes, after flipping the play, will throw for Kelsey, who holds on through a couple of hits, a pickup of 9. 2nd and 1. Mahomes under center. Will throw quickly. It's Kelsey again. Breaks out of a tackle and finally goes down at the 40. 20 for 27 and 4 touchdowns for Mahomes. 3 of those 4 touchdowns going to Mr. Travis Kelsey. 1st and 10 from the 40, as we'll see Mahomes look to throw again. Has so much time, almost an infinite amount of time. Rashee Rice breaking out of every tackle, gets to the Denver 30. This defense is horrendous. So a fresh set of downs again. I feel like I don't even have to say that anymore. It's just going to be a fresh set of downs every play, and it is again. Rashee Rice gets inside the 10 to the 8. 1st and goal. Is it even a question anymore? This Denver defense been terrible all season, but been exceedingly terrible the past couple of weeks. Travis Kelsey, 4 touchdown grabs on the day. 5th touchdown pass for Patrick Mahomes. This one feels over. They're going for 2 after missing the PAT, or at least having it blocked last time. And it'll be a run for Pacheco. And with all the passes, I was not expecting that. 2-point is good. It's 38-21. You got to remember, this is probably the best offense in the NFL. They are 89 overall on offense, and we are just, I think, an 82 overall defense. I expect to get cooked, but this badly, it just hurts. 1st and 10 from the 22, as Colbert will look to throw, has Chester Truman, and he's going to get a bunch of yards after the catch, jukes out one man, and finally brought down at the 42. Well, at least somebody's having fun today, and his name is Chester Truman, nearing 200 yards receiving on the day. We're going to try to go back to him, and we do. And that's near a 1st down for Chester. On 2nd and 1, play action, and Colbert goes down almost no time. 3rd and 7. From the 46, it's 3rd down. Dennis to throw, wants Jay Stewart, has him, and he holds on through the contact. 1st down, Denver. On 1st and 10 from the 47, Chester's in the backfield again. He's got some room here to the outside, has a blocker down the field. We know he's the fastest man in the NFL, and he gets a good pickup. His 2nd rush of the day, 26 more all-purpose yards for Chester Truman. I'm really enjoying the look of this new offense, but obviously it's not going to matter if the defense is going to give up 40 points every single game. A high ball for Jay Stewart. He dropped it. The freest touchdown of the young man's career. Out of the fingers. 2nd down. From the 19, it's 2nd and 10. We'll go Zach Ertz left side. Caught. And down at the 16. 3rd and 7 for, I believe, the 2nd time this drive. We're looking for Mims. It's swatted away. Maybe would have been a touchdown. Instead, it's 4th and 7. Tanner Brown on to kick the field goal. This one is up. It is good. And it's going to be 38-24. Now just a 2-possession lead again for Kansas City, although we all know how it's going to go for them on offense. 1st and 10 from the 25. It's empty for Mahomes. Drew Sanders is lined up on Travis Kelce, although I don't think it's really going to matter, as that one ended up hitting Quincy Walls in the hands. After a big gain from Rashee Rice, sorry that I didn't have it recorded, 1st and 10 from the 48. As Mahomes scrambling goes down but gets it off, and it's going to be 2nd down. To break the 4th wall here a bit, I don't know what to do about the defense. I'm going to hope that it's just this bad because we're playing 2 of the best offenses back-to-back weeks. Holy cow, it's kind of depressing as Dante Wake gets a sack. 3rd and 22. If they convert this, I quit. 3rd and very, very long for the Chiefs. They are going to convert it. That is ridiculous. The coverage nowhere to be found. 1st and 10, Kansas City. Like, what do I do? It's Patrick Mahomes. We have next to no pass rush even when I blitz. The coverage is terrible down the field. Hard to know what to do against these top-tier offenses. And I think that's just how it's going to go. We don't have a good defense by any means. We just don't. We have a lot of potential on this defense with guys like Drew Sanders, Baron Browning, Zach Allen, and Quincy Walls, but it's not quite there yet. It's one of the weaker defenses in the NFL, other than PS2 probably. 3rd and 5, but I don't think we have stopped them on a 3rd down except for the one time in the red zone as Mahomes fires, and it's broken up. Dante Wake, good job, young man. Finally, we get a stop. We'll hold Kansas City to a field goal. This game has been bizarre. 1st and 10 from the 26 for Dennis Colbert and the Broncos. Chester Truman makes the grab. He's having a huge day, maybe the best of his career. It's 8 catches for 216 yards and a touchdown for Chester Truman, not to mention 26 on the ground. 1st and 10 from the 50 as Colbert looks to throw, wants Jay Stewart, but it's knocked away. Like I said, we're kind of giving Chester Truman the Debo treatment. He will be used a lot more in the offense, although evidently he has not learned the slip screen yet as he left his back to the quarterback. It's 3rd and 10. Colbert will launch one. Jay Stewart, but it's out of reach. 4th and 10. Do we go for it here? It almost feels like we have to go for it, as on 4th and 10 we will. And Colbert running away from a sack, can't get the ball off. In fact, he drops it. And it didn't matter if it was recovered by the Chiefs or not. It was going to be a turnover on downs. 1st and 10, Kansas City. Put me out of my misery. Pretty much the only thing that can save us now would be like a pick 6 or something, as Pacheco will get the carry. Avery Baptiste first man there, a pickup of 2. Well, I've been saying it since the beginning. I don't think this Broncos team is actually worthy of the 7-3 record. Now most likely going to be 7-4, and if the Chargers catch a dub, suddenly we're not even in 2nd in the division. 4th down will force another field goal attempt here in Kansas City. That kick is up, and it looks like it's going to be right down the middle. 44-24 the score. We got the ball back, but we failed to convert once again on 4th down. So the Chiefs have the ball in excellent field position, and Pacheco will get his first big run of the day, tripped by Dante Wake, and Quincy Walls is injured. Just a little over 6 minutes left to play here in the 4th as Mahomes will flip the play. I would not be entirely shocked if they're throwing it here. They are on 1st and 10. Mahomes towards Kadarius Toney, beats PS2, who looked flabbergasted. 1st and goal at the 3. Will the Chiefs get another one? Will Mahomes throw his 6th? No, at least not on this play. Avery Baptiste, good coverage. 2nd and goal at the 2. I see Kelce lined up over there. Will he get his 5th touchdown grab of the day? I think he will. He will. That is ridiculous. I know we can't cover tight ends. I know tight ends are impossible to cover in this year's Madden. Did Sky Moore just get pelted in the head with the football at the very end of that, by the way? Well, I didn't want to make you guys sit through any more of that. It was 51-24 with about 6 minutes left, and that is where we finished. The Chiefs win 51-24. The Denver offense played decent, but it didn't matter. It just did not matter because the defense played the worst I have maybe ever seen a defense play in the history of the NFL. Do we have the worst defense ever. I think that there is a decent chance that we do. Patrick Mahomes had a 144.3 rating, 381 yards on 74% completion percentage, 6 touchdowns, no picks on a 9.7 average. I mean, I don't know how this isn't a perfect passer rating, by the way. I guess he had too many incompletions, but that is just ridiculous. Dennis Colbert, less than 50% completion percentage, 19 of 40, was throwing the ball a ton because we were playing down a lot. 334 yards, a touchdown and a pick. Not a terrible day from Dennis. Still just has these like random inaccuracies, even at like shorter levels of the field where he's relatively accurate. Rushing, Isaiah Pacheco did have 15 attempts for 48 yards. We stopped the run fairly well, only 3.2 a carry for Pacheco, and a lot of this yardage came in garbage time anyway. I think he was like 11 for 30 or maybe even less at some point. Javonte, 4 for 25, 6.2 a carry. I mean, we started down 17-0 like halfway through the first quarter, so we just were not running the ball from that point. 2 touchdowns for him though on 2 of those carries. Tajay Spears was awful today. Only had 4 carries, granted, 1.7 a carry, and Chester Truman on his 2 carries, 13-yard average. Travis Kelce had 9 catches, 5 of which were touchdowns with 94 yards. I mean, this is just absurd. Rashee Rice also had 9 catches with a touchdown, 174 yards. Chester Truman, a career day for him, I believe. 8 receptions, 216 yards, and a touchdown. Let's take a look at Broncos stats only now. Chester's really the only guy who did much of anything. Jay Stewart, 3 for 28. Zay Jones, 3 for 35. Rashad Winters, 2 for 36. Zach Ertz, 2 for 12. Javonte Williams, 1 for 7. Defensively, is it even worth looking? Dante Wake had 10 tackles, and he's playing free safety now, so that just means they were getting to the second level constantly. Did have 2 TFLs. Dante Wake has been really good in this safety role ever since we moved him there. Did get a sack as well. Drew Sanders had 10 total tackles. Devin Bush had 7. Dante Wake had the 2 TFLs. Devin Bush 1, Benito 1, Allen 1, Browning 1. We did have 2 sacks. Dante Wake with 1 and Baron Browning with the other. No picks. Normally we are known for getting a lot of interceptions, but not today. So I want to ask you guys something really quick in the post game here. I'm not going to make any cuts as I go to the gameplay sliders. I'm not sure what to do at this point because I have the defense set so high in pass coverage, and I think I'm just going to keep upping it even more. Like, what else can I do? Because our pass coverage is horrendous. And granted, our defense isn't very good, and the Eagles and the Chiefs offenses are very good. So I don't expect to do super well necessarily, but I think it's way too bad at the moment. Realistically, I think even if we were the worst pass defense in the NFL, which we are, we still wouldn't be this bad. It needs to be better. I want the games to be lower scoring, and we continue, even with 10-minute quarters, to have super, super high scoring games. And I'm just not sure what to do. Do I need to play a different way? I've even got it down to the 10-second like play clock. I'm not sure. So you guys are going to watch me import some new sliders. This is what I'm going to be playing with for the next game. It's mostly the same, but we've got higher pass coverage all the way up to 75 for the user, which I don't user anyone really. I just user the D line so that it's more on player ability rather than me usering and getting picks here and there with like Drew Sanders. I'm lowering the QB accuracy slightly as I think that the really good quarterbacks are playing a bit too well. The weird thing though is that bad quarterbacks play very, very bad. So it almost feels like I have to change these on a game-to-game basis, and we'll see, but I might consider doing that. I've also got their pass coverage set very, very high as I want the game to be harder to score points in, but we average like 31 a game and we're getting like 39 to 40 a game dropped on our head every single day. And of course, we'll look at this rivalry rematch. We failed, obviously. This really hurts. We all had our mindset on avenging that first loss, but they just seem to have our number. Yeah, they do. They're like the best overall team in the NFL. I'm not that upset about the fact that we continue to lose to the Chiefs. Our time will come, maybe next season. I don't think it's this season necessarily. We get -10 morale. We are on a skid right now. And in the next episode, we'll play the Commanders, who have an 89 overall defense and an 85 overall team. They're 5-6, but they are technically better than us on paper. This is going to be a super losable game. Also, the Chargers did get a win, so they are 7-4 as well. So the Chiefs lead the AFC West. We are 7-4, and the Chargers are 7-4. This has been a weird season so far. We win the first 4 games, lose a heartbreaker to the Colts, beat the Texans and Chargers in close games, get dominated by the Chiefs, have a bye week, crush the Raiders, get dominated by the Eagles and the Chiefs again. But we are 1-3 in our last 4, and it's not going to get a ton easier. The Commanders are a pretty good team. The Giants are a relatively good team. The Bills are always a tough out. The Jags are a good team. The Raiders is pretty much a guaranteed win. I would say they are not very good. And the Chargers, they're going to be a tough out as well. There is a world where we win maybe 1 or 2 games to finish the season. It's really falling apart here in Denver. But I'm going to keep toying around with the sliders and try to get to the point where the games are close-ish and lower scoring. If you guys have any suggestions for how to do that, like if you guys are doing Madden franchises and you've been able to succeed in getting your games to be close and a little bit lower scoring, I don't mind the occasional high-scoring game. It's just 51 points getting dropped on me pretty much every week really isn't super fun. But anyways, I really hope you guys are continuing to enjoy the series. Despite it being a little bit frustrating gameplay-wise right now, I am truly enjoying recording and posting it for you guys, so I really hope you're liking it. We just crossed 1,300 subs, so thank you guys so much. We are going to cruise past 1,500 on our way to 2K, so I love you guys. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one, though, where we'll face off against the Commanders.